my name is Jansan Urdang and I march tenors at the Pride of Prattville Marching Band. And today I'm going to be teaching a warm-up called Green. So the first measure would sound like this. So you'd have 16th note pattern throughout the whole thing. So the pattern would be, and you'd start on here on the first drum. So it'd sound, the first two beats would be, then the next two beats would be, so it'd be a sweep from 2 1 1 2 2 1 1 or 2. So the whole first measure would sound like this. And then you'd have 16 notes, which would be 1 eanda, 2 eanda, and then you'd have that diddle pattern across the drums like a sweep, and then you'd have it ending on drum 2. So they would sound like this. And then you'd have another set of 16th note. You'd have another 16th note on drum 2, and then the next 16th note would be an accent, and then you'd do 2, a diddle on 2, a diddle on 1, and then you'd cross and do a diddle on 3. So those two beats would sound like this. And then from there you'd have another 16th note on drum 1, and then you would have another accent on the spock, and then you would have 1 3 2. So that would sound like, so altogether that whole measure would be this. Now you'd have two 16th notes, and they would be alternating on drums 1 and 2 every 3. So it would sound like this. And then you'd go back up for 2, and then you'd end on an accented on the spock. So it would sound like this. And then from there you'd have a diddle on drums 2, drums 1, and drums 4 in the 16th note pattern. So it would sound like this. And then you'd have another sort of sweep pattern, which would be 1 2 4 4 2 1 4 4, and then the next one would end on spock 2. So it would sound like, so altogether that measure would be this. Then you would have this pattern, which would be accent spock, diddle, diddle on 4, and then another accent on the last partial, and then an accent again. And that would repeat for 2 whole measures. So that would happen for 2 measures. So it would sound like this. And then you would land on the 1 of the drum 1, with an accent down the drums, so it would be 1 eanda, and there would be no diddles. And then the next time you go down the drums would be an accent, diddle on your left hand, right, and then another accent, a diddle on your right hand, then a left, then you would end back on the drum 1. So it would be, so the first 2 would be down with no diddles, and then the next one would be with diddles on the left and then on the right. And then you'd have a 16th note, another 16th note roll, starting on drums 1, and then continuing on to drums 2. So, and then you would have 16th note roll all the way down the drums, moving drums every 3. And then the last one would be 16th note accents. So it would sound like this. And they would be crescendoing down the drums. So altogether, it would sound something like this. faster, it would sound like this.